official music of pull-ups, baby.
Flopping and dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping,
How long should we just let
flopping and
SNFR dance?
dropping,
That's the real question.
flopping and dropping.
I heard Uncommon.
Love this jam, man.
Yeah. I asked him for something calm that I could play in the background for a long period of time. That's what this part is. But he couldn't resist. He couldn't resist the whining and flopping bit.
I'm saying this is gold right here. Gold triple platinum.
Folks get it done. They don't make excuses.
Whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, flopping, dropping, flopping and dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping.
That is good
The
shit.
remix. Oh man.
SNFR. What's going on, man?
Man, I am living the dream right now. Yo, once again, shout out to my man Uncommon Sense, who hooked up my man AOH with the, I mean, that beat is just great. So it's a great intro into the live. My man AOH hit me up with a random text and was like, yo, random live, question mark? I was like, why not? Let's just blow it up on a Thursday night. Who gives a damn, man? So again, shout out to my man AOH.
Yeah, that was about 10 minutes ago, and here we are.
Here we are.
And I
And
know.
you know who's always here? The people. The people's always here. Once again, shout out to all you guys out there. I see Renee that's always here. The Jesse Glad Saget, Mark Potter, my man James Holt, Chase 1738, Williams, my man Willie Williams. Shout out to you, Bandhead, J-Vo Music. Yo, thank you for you guys for coming through. Like we said, it's a random live. So once again, thank you very much, Lion Tamer, David Young Sr., Hey Weller, Desteo Teo. I did that video. Shout out to you because you requested that video, and thank you very much for coming through. Jermaine Grantham. Once again, AP 530, Mick Zuggins, as always. My man, yo, Eddie TV. Shout out to Eddie TV for coming through. Anthony
What's up, Eddie?
Sanchez, J Will Collective. Yo, thank you very much, guys, for coming through, man. Like we said, just a random live.
I messaged Speem too. No, he's not available. Important guy. He's an important guy. I'm just kidding.
He is important. I miss Speem, man. Shout out to Speem.
Shout out to Speem. And yes, indeed, shout out to Uncommon Sense, another banger. And I heard Uncommon went live recently. He didn't invite us. I'm hurt.
Yeah, you know, Uncommon Sense doesn't really go live too often. You know what's really the thing about Uncommon Sense is like he's almost like a mystery. He's like a myth. You know what I'm saying? He every once in a while he'll bless us with his presence. He'll come through a live show. You know, every once in a while he'll do a live. Once again, shout out to Uncommon Sense, man.
Thanks, Eddie, Midwest Eddie, for the $1.99, and I think I saw someone became a member. Let me see who this is. David Young. David Young celebrates 10 months of membership. Cool, man.
Yo, shout out to David Young Sr., man, true supporter of our lives, of our shows, all this stuff, man. You guys are always coming through. Jolly Joshrams, I see you out there. John Loso, 80s Baby. Thank you very much. MJ Burke. Thank you very much, guys, for coming through as always.
We're not prepared.
They said your volume is low, Airways. Turn your volume on. Turn your volume all the way up, man.
All right, all right. As you guys can see, I'm not in my normal spot, so I might have my if I switch to the air.
Better or worse?
I think it's
In
good.
your good?
Yeah, I
Good
think it's
enough?
good.
All right. All right. I'll never do this in the living room again, I guess. So it was actually, I know you talked about it, and I heard the real Siberius provided the clip from the commercial. And after I saw the commercial, I was confused, man, because I thought that Mr. Pibb was a competitor of A&W, or I thought it was a root beer, not a Dr. Pepper competitor. But I suppose it doesn't matter that much. But does anyone want to clear that up really quick?
I've never had it before. I believe it's supposed to be like a cherry flavored soda, right?
No, I thought it was another form of root beer, another brand of root beer. I've had it before. I thought it was decent.
Oh
And
yeah, no,
I went looking for it so that I could have a prop. And that it's secondhand shit. So of course I didn't have it, like Scottie Pippen. So here we go. Let's just let's just solve this. There we go.
there
There's
you go.
my there's my knockoff. There's my knockoff, Mr. Pip.
Mr. Pip, shout out to you guys. That's hilarious. Like I said, I've
I'm
never
a
had it
nobody.
before.
I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody, and if it hadn't been for my teammate, you'd have never heard of me. Would you like to give me a sponsorship? What a weird decision by Mr. Pibb, huh?
Yeah, well,
Weird decision by Mr. Pibb.
I mentioned that in my video. I wonder how this commercial came about. Like who came up with this ad? Because obviously, there was someone who came up with this ad idea and pitched. I don't know if they pitched it to Scottie Pippen or if there was some kind of mutual interest there. But when you think about the commercial itself, it's like I said, it's hilarious because he's trying to mimic Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, and that's why I said it to me. He was making a spoof of The Last Dance documentary, and it's hilarious to me that Scottie Pippen, would go to this length in a commercial, and then at the end of everything say, "I'm the GOAT," and then be like, "Yeah, I said it." Like, come on, man. Like imagine Michael Jordan being on a commercial and saying that like that. Yeah, yeah, I'm the GOAT. I said it. Like, come on. Oh man, shout out to Mr. Pibb. Anybody drinks Mr. Pibb, I say, hopefully it sells. It better sell, damn it, because if it don't sell, then Scottie Pippen, who knows, he might have another midlife crisis, Scottie Pippen. Mr. Pibb don't sell. Please go buy Mr. Pibb.
Did they give
Watch,
Mr.
Michael Jordan's gonna secretly buy all the Mr. Pibb up to help Scottie Pippen out.
I know, I know. Jordan's going to keep helping Pippen. Pippen's going to come back and be like, "Well, he should have bought more."
Just like he can't.
Here,
Never humble Scottie Pippen. I told you, I said in my video, if I was Scottie Pippen and I played with Michael Jordan, once again, a hypothetical scenario, but if I was Scottie Pippen, I would have hanged my head on that. That's all I would talk about. People would be tired of hearing from me. I would be calling everybody that I met, everyone I talked to, everyone I encountered in my life. I would say, I'm Scottie Pippen. I played with Michael Jordan. We won 6 championships together. I was his right-hand man. I would be sick. I would be praising all the time that. That's all I would say. I would be celebrating that. That would be my promotion. That would be my slogan. Scottie Pippen. I played with Michael Jordan. I was the greatest player of all times. Right-hand man. I was right there with him. You heard him. He said, when you say his name, you say my name. I would be loving that. I'd be living in that, living off of that. But what do you get from Scottie Pippen? He goes the opposite with it. Oh, woe is me. I played with Michael Jordan. Woe is me.
I see a lot of comments in the side panel about who has said what in the last week, and I was like, my God, dude. I don't feel like we can cater to this. All people have to do now is go on a podcast and say some absurd shit, and let's roll. Wow, we got a show. Someone's willing to say some stupid shit. We got ourselves a podcast. Whatever happened to accountability? Whatever happened to you walk out of the studio and get your ass beaten because of the stupid shit that came out of your mouth?
Yup.
I don't,
Yup.
as if I know what I'm talking about. G the Great, thank you for your long-standing membership.
For real.
Classic work, AOH. Pippen has become a joke. You know, SNFR, you've said it. I heard Siberia say it on his. We never wanted to dislike Pippen. We used to think highly of Pippen, and he can't. Okay, I almost said no one can be thinking of him better, but I suppose LeBron fans like this type of soft feminine fool shit that he's pulling. But for the rest of us, it's like, damn, dude,
Yep.
you've you've kind of ruined our memory of you. And in my case, I've gone back and I've looked at the footage and I'm like, shit, Pippen, you're worse than I ever thought you were. He, he's not doing himself any favors getting me to go and look at his footage.
No.
And something else I noticed besides the footage was listening to the announcers. And as early as 1989, they were saying shit. He's so underrated. Like he came into the league in '87.
Yep.
How many people get the announcers saying, "Oh, he's underrated"
Yep.
that early in their career? You aren't underappreciated if people are saying that you're underappreciated 2, 3 years into your
Yep.
career. It's
No,
all it's all it's all a mirage, dude. The whole Scotty was never appreciated properly. It's all bullshit.
right. I remember I made a post on my channel, and I mentioned this several times on my channel about the '93 All-Star game. Scottie Pippen was number two. Remember, we talked about
Yeah,
this in
yeah,
votes.
yeah.
He was number two. Dude, how the hell are you? You were more than Charles Barkley, more than Shaquille O'Neal. You know how much hype Shaq had coming in his rookie season in 1993? That was Shaq's rookie year. Shaq had all kinds of hype. Scottie Pippen got more votes than all of those guys. Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, John Stockton, Reggie Miller. Why do you think that was? Because he was playing with Michael Jordan and that hindered his career? No, because he played with Michael Jordan and he was doing his thing with Michael Jordan. Like you mentioned, AOH, we all love
What did
Scottie
he
Pippen, man. Scottie Pippen, the
exactly should
basketball
have?
player, I got mad respect for them dude, man. Mad props to
That was the
Scottie Pippen for
perfect.
doing what he done. But Scottie Pippen, who been out here trying to sell books, trying to, rewrite history, that Scottie Pippen, dude, you have lost your damn mind, man. And this commercial, if you think about the commercial, to me, the commercial would be funny. It would be witty. It would actually, be something that we could look at and laugh about in a good way if Scottie Pippen hasn't been talking and saying the things that he's been saying over the years. If this was just a dynamic, even if we didn't think Michael Jordan and Pippen were best friends and they didn't go to dinner in years, it didn't matter. The fact that you've been saying all this negative stuff, you've been crying about the Last Dance documentary, and then you make a spoof of it, and then you start talking about, yeah, I took it personal. I took it personal. What'd you take personal? What did you take personal? Not going in for the last second shot? Not getting your money, the money you wanted? What did you take personal?
His migraines. He took his migraines personally.
Yeah. What'd you take personal, man? You never took it personal. Where are your stories? The stories we hear about Michael Jordan and how he took it personal. Remember when Scottie Pippen got elbowed in the head in the '97 Eastern Conference Finals? He had this giant lump on his head. Anybody could
Yeah.
go Google the '97 Eastern Conference Finals, Alonzo Mourning elbow. You'll see Scottie Pippen with his giant knot on his head. Michael Jordan took that personal. He took that personal because Scottie Pippen's his boy. He took it personal. What did Scottie Pippen take personal? Michael Jordan came back in '95 and you couldn't even lift the man up in the second round against Orlando. You couldn't save him then. You couldn't carry him then. Where were you in '95, Scottie? You're a point to the shoe and he got there and you didn't even help him.
This is the joy of hitting up Robin. I'll just bait him and then he'll go raging. It's taken care of on my end. Jolly
Goodness gracious.
Joshins, I need a MJ and Dr. Pepper collab, the real goats. Well, that'd be funny if he'd do that, but that'd be beneath Jordan, right? Jordan doesn't need to come out with these silly commercials. But I get it, Jolly Joshums. I appreciate it. I appreciate the super. I appreciate the joke. And it's multiple people have mentioned Isaiah Thomas in the comments now that
Yep.
he's talking again. Well, does he ever shut up? I've got
Nope.
to tell you, the only thing I'm surprised about is that he can keep going on for this long. And Robin, every time we do one of these things, I'm like, grown men are being rewarded for being bitches now, aren't they? Hey, hey, Isaiah, you want to bitch some more? We'll put you on another show.
Out here being a Karen, man. You out here crying and moaning. You got dudes tattletailing on each other. Like, what's going on out here? I told you, men don't act like men no more. I told you back in the day, your word, what you stood on, it mattered, man. Not how much money you made, not the kind of car you was driving. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff mattered, man. Ultimately, what you stood on, what you represented, man, like I said, what you valued. That's what made you who you were, man. That's how people, looked at you. And you were held to certain standards. Everybody no one cares anymore. These fools out here crying and moaning all the damn time. Bro, LeBron James, man, people keep telling me in my damn comment section, I gotta give LeBron James props. This man is still rolling around on the floor. He's still doing this stuff. I don't give a damn about the numbers. The numbers be damned, man. I don't want to hear about the numbers when your boy is rolling on the floor still, when we're still not getting across half court. And then they're going to sit there and tell you that LeBron James leading the NBA in transition points. Like that's supposed to be bigging him up. All that do is make the NBA look stupid right now. Because when you watch the games that LeBron James plays, how are you transitioning when you never go across half court on the defensive side? There's no transition there. You have to actually
Right.
physically go from one side of the court to the other side. You know what that's called? Transition. You transition. How the hell are you going to transition when you're standing like this? Your team gets the rebound and they throw it down. You never came across. That's not a transition basket. It's insane.
I was just complaining in a members video that none of these people know what the definitions of the words that they're using are, including Kendrick Perkins. And I believe I saw it was on Uncut Hoops, featured Kendrick Perkins talking about transition points. And just like you said, a transition has to have taken place at some point. Oh man. And what am I going to do with this? I got to keep holding the props up because I don't want to put this crap in my body. Ugh. Well, maybe with some bourbon. I'll have some soda.
I listen. I don't like. Listen, I want everybody to understand something here. All right, all the people out there. I want everyone to understand because you guys all know we were there. We were there back then. We witnessed this, guys. Yo, my friends had Scottie Pippen sneakers. Okay, people had Scottie Pippen jerseys. You go to the Bulls games. You go get turn the Bulls games on. People that got Scottie Pippen jerseys on. They're rooting for Scottie Pippen. What do you guys remember when we watched Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan play basketball? What do you guys remember watching? A lot of times, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan would get out in the break. It might be a 2-on-1. It might be a 2-on-0. It might be no one down there. Scottie Pippen might have a breakaway dunk. What would Scottie Pippen often do? We would watch many, many games. Scottie Pippen dumped the ball back to Michael Jordan, give the ball back to Michael Jordan so that Michael Jordan could dunk the ball. It wasn't about the 2 points. It wasn't about, Michael Jordan getting the basket, Scottie Pippen getting the assist. It wasn't about the stats. What was it about? Scottie Pippen understanding his role and knowing who are the people there to see. The people who are there to see Michael Jordan dunk the basketball. They want to see Michael Jordan put a highlight on. So Scottie Pippen understood this. So many times we saw that in the games, man. We all love Scottie Pippen, man. The way that he's been carrying on, like I said, it's embarrassing because what we watched him do on the court was beautiful. We've talked about this many times. Beautiful to watch those guys on the basketball court. The dynamic they had between them. That's why I said this is kind of making Michael Jordan look a lot greater than we actually thought he was. Because if you're able to accomplish these kinds of things with someone feeling that kind of way about you, it's really, like I said, it's more goes to Michael Jordan and the leadership. Because you're able to get someone like Scottie Pippen to fall in line all those years and take those beatings. Take those hard practices. Why? Because he respected Michael Jordan. So yeah, maybe Michael Jordan wasn't a nice teammate and Scottie Pippen is feeling all this envy and jealousy inside, but all those years you fell in line. Why? Because you respected Michael Jordan and you understood your role. You knew the deal, man. This is absolutely crazy. I told you that he would come out with a commercial. Listen, I posted a short not that long ago. And it was Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in the slam dunk contest. When Scottie Pippen was in the slam dunk contest, I believe this was 1990, if I remember correctly. Right? Scottie Pippen was in a slam dunk contest. And if everybody remembers, Scottie Pippen did a free throw line dunk in the slam dunk contest, like Michael
It looked
Jordan.
like
And if you remember in that video I posted, what did you guys see? Michael Jordan right behind Scottie Pippen while he was in a slam dunk contest, giving Scottie Pippen tutelage, helping him out. Michael Jordan was always there for that man. He was there for him. Yeah, he wasn't perfect, but he was there.
It was in the what was it, the Scottie Pippen Classic or whatever? Scottie Pippen's don't
That's right.
philanthropy games.
in '94 when Michael Jordan wasn't even playing basketball, and he came to the charity game because nobody was buying tickets. And Scottie Pippen reached out to Jordan, and what did Jordan do? Did he tell Pippen to go to hell? Did he say, nah, man, I'm good, we ain't even playing together? No, nah, he showed up, and it sold out the minute everyone found out he was going to be there. Once again, yo, shout out to all you guys in the chat. Shout out to my man, NBA Sports News. I see him come through. Deal with it. What up, man? Shout out to all you guys again, man. Thank you very much.
That's a good quote from Barkley that's on the screen. If you want to read that one really quick, and then I'll find these other ones.
Yeah, shout out to Darrell H 3136. Like Barkley always says about Kenny, the older you get, the better you were. I like that. You're right. You're right. That's how it goes right now. That's exactly how we hear it, being talked about. That's a good one.
What's this? Bonus points for anybody. What's this city? What's the city on here?
What the hell?
That's
You and your
SF.
alcohol, man. You alcoholics, man. I tell you right now, some of those bottles, those alcohol bottles, man, those liquor bottles, they're pretty damn cool, man. They really are.
That's the only reason I buy them.
They really. You just collect them, right?
Yeah, I just collect them.
It's like
Oh man.
I got this bottle.
Hey,
Someone gave me this as a gift. I don't even know what this is. I just thought it was a cool bottle. This is
wait, hold that
brandy.
still.
It's brandy.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've had this for like 6 years.
Well, good for you. I mean, alcohol's not good for you. Uh,
Some guy
but
gave me alcohol for Christmas, and I was gonna give it to my dad because my dad's down with some always trying some new stuff, man. But it's in my refrigerator still.
let's try and be a little bit more open-minded because you and I over the years have started feeling a certain way about Pippen. Did anybody find the commercial funny? Like, did they manage to pull off humor in there? I gotta admit, I, I just found it embarrassing. Like, too
Listen, it's
embarrassing to
funny,
laugh,
man.
but
The commercial's
was it
funny, all right? The commercial's funny, but the reason
really?
why it's funny is not like probably why Scottie Pippen thinks it's funny. It's a funny commercial because to me, it's a spoof of The Last Dance. That's why I
Yeah,
think
but
it's funny. But the reason why it's funny, like I said, is because Scottie Pippen was never that guy. You were never like that was never your personality. So for you to be talking about taking it personal stuff and talking about if you're known as second best all the time, people start to believe you're second best. But you weren't known as second best. You were known as a Robin, as a sidekick. You know what I'm saying? Like not the second best. You know what I'm saying? Because in the NBA's, like I said, hierarchy, no one thinks of you as the second best. See, so like how the commercial makes it seem is if Scottie Pippen saying, people keep saying I'm number 2 all time, but I'm not number 2 all time. And at the end he says, I'm the GOAT. Dude, so you think you're LeBron James and Michael Jordan in one commercial? So you call yourself the GOAT and you think you're right behind Michael Jordan? Like, to me, that's how this commercial is funny. Because you start taking it personal, talking about being number 2, and then at the end you call yourself the GOAT. And then you're sitting in the chair, right? You're doing the whole thing. Like that's Last Dance.
poor Scotty. I just remember how the Last Dance tricked him into saying all the things that came out of his mouth. Dipshit. I mean, he acts like he acts like he didn't volunteer the interviews. Like he's like, yeah, well, if I had to do it over, I wouldn't change anything. So you're an asshole at heart. I wouldn't. I would still leave my team hanging even if I had a second chance. What a dipshit. What did he? Was he surprised that that was included when it came out, even though they interviewed him about the fact that he set out? I mean, I don't understand how he got butthurt after it came out when they interviewed him for the segments in the documentary that he got upset about. What did you think was happening during the fucking interviews, man?
You know what's weird is that Isaiah Thomas and Scottie Pippen are both upset about the Last Dance documentary and how they were portrayed in there, right? We heard other guys, on the No Bull tour, we heard them talking about how they felt that they weren't mentioned enough, and I get that for some of these guys. But we really have to see, it's once again, people are forgetting themselves and they're being delusional. and they're not living in reality. Because if we go back to those times and you look at once again how people were recognized, again, I've said it many times. The reason we know Horace Grant and Luke Longley and Steve Kerr and BJ Armstrong and John Paxson and Will Perdue and Stacey King and Cliff Livingston and Randy Brown and Scott Burrow. The reason you know these freaking guys and you can't name role players for any other freaking player is because of Michael Jordan, man. He made you remember them dudes. That's why I said Scottie Pippen, it's laughable for him to act as if it was a hindrance on him playing with Michael Jordan. As if, oh my God, I had to do everything and Michael Jordan was, hindering me getting recognition for this. Like I said, when you look at how they were portrayed, really what it is what? Scottie Pippen, Isaiah Thomas is upset because Michael Jordan called him an a-hole in The Last Dance. But what he said was, you can't tell me in that moment he wasn't an a-hole. So he's a 100% on the money. He's not calling Isaiah Thomas a-hole in generality for his person character. He's saying you can't tell me in that moment he wasn't an a-hole for that. So again, was Isaiah Thomas an a-hole? If we all play sports and we understand there was a dirtbag in that moment, dude, own up to it. Take it on the chin and be a man and be like, yo, we should have paid Michael Jordan and the Bulls. It's not just Michael Jordan. You're paying the entire team of the Bulls the respect that they showed you guys, man. You're reciprocating it. It's called paying it forward. This was going, man. They did it for you. So again, why are you upset? Because you're not being a man right now. Same thing for Scottie Pippen. You want to cry and moan about Tony Kukoc and the shot and, why'd y'all put that in there? That's part of your history. They talked about Michael Jordan's gambling. They talked about all these things around Michael Jordan and other people. Oh, come on, man. You guys are sound like a bunch of, once again, y'all a bunch of Karens out here, man. Crying and moaning about nothing.
Oh, it was too much about Jordan. It was about Jordan. Of course, it was about Jordan. If it weren't for Jordan, that documentary wouldn't exist. There would be no reason for it. You wouldn't have won. No one would know any of y'all's names.
No one's watching that documentary if it's about Pippen and the Jordan-heirs. No one's watching it. Yeah, we want to know about Scottie Pippen and what he did and how he, wasn't getting his just due and his shine. Again, you show me another great player in NBA's history, pull their sidekick out, their number 2 player, pull them out by their jersey, and call them their MVP. I mean, these are the things I'm telling you Scottie Pippen should be living with and he should be holding on to as a professional athlete. You should be holding on to moments like that. Dude, think about it. People would die just to be, around Michael Jordan, to have Michael Jordan know who they are, to have a certain connection or relationship with Michael Jordan where they could maybe text him or reach out to him for something. And here Scottie Pippen has all these moments with Michael Jordan. A moment where he grabbed you by your jersey and pulled you out in front of all of the people out there for a Finals MVP ceremony. He didn't have to do that. He didn't owe you that, but he felt that he did. He felt he wanted to do that. But not only did he do that, he called you his MVP. Like, my God, man, you don't feel that in that moment? You can't feel that, Scotty? You can't hold on to that moment? I would be holding on to that moment. I would never let that moment go. Michael Jordan told me I'm his MVP, man.
See, Dark Wolf feels me with that part in the documentary where Scotty has a chance to say, you know what, it was a bad decision and I would have changed it. What's with these guys who think it's cool to never ever change? It's like, and Scotty's old. Scotty's like our age or my age. He's older than you. He's from an older generation where I don't understand how he got caught up in the whole I would never do anything different. It's like no matter how badly it's fucked up, I would. What's wrong with saying, you know what? Fuck. Sometimes you have regrets, and yeah, that's one thing I would do differently. What's so bad about saying that, people? I mean, what he did was despicable. If this was a moment for you to say, yeah, that was a bad moment, and it's something that I would have changed in my career. There's nothing wrong with saying that, people.
Yep.
We all fuck up. But standing there acting like you've never fucked up in your life is way worse.
Right. And think about that moment. Scottie Pippen in 1994, right? He leads the Bulls to the playoffs. Everyone's talking about Scottie Pippen that season. The Bulls have 3 All-Stars. Michael Jordan's not there, and they're still winning games, and they're still being competitive. Instead of Scottie Pippen holding on to that moment and holding on to that in that moment, thinking to himself, listen, I got us here. He could feel that way. I got us to this point. Let my teammates help me out. That's what a great player does. Because what does a great player understand? What they can and cannot do, what their strengths and weaknesses are. Scottie Pippen in that moment thought he was Michael Jordan. You're not Michael Jordan. You were never a shooter. You felt Michael Jordan left, so you're going to assume all of his responsibilities. But you didn't have to do that. Other guys picked up the slack. Horace Grant, BJ Armstrong, and someone like Tony Kukoc was there to be a clutch time performer and a guy to get knocked down and shot. That's what he was known for. He wasn't some random guy. But Scottie Pippen didn't realize that in that moment. Phil Jackson didn't call on some scrub dude from the bench that you never heard of, some guy that wasn't proven. Tony Kukoc was a proven entity. Scottie Pippen knew that. But in that moment, what was he not doing? He wasn't thinking about winning the game. He was thinking about himself. Michael Jordan always thought about winning. He sacrificed whatever it was to win. But in those moments, he was the guy. They're not going to go to Tony Kukoc if Jordan is there because Michael Jordan was known and he established himself as one of those guys. That was never Scottie Pippen.
I just this one just came up. AOH, look into Woodford Reserve double deck. I don't know what that last word is, but I do know Woodford Reserve. Anyway, sorry, I just got distracted by that. I don't know if we want to go very far with this, but I am curious, as you being a father, how well you would have been able to handle from Jordan's side or from Pippen's side, Jordan's son getting with Larissa, because that is unfortunate. Like that. Come on, dude. There's a lot of women out there. Why did you have to do that? But Jordan hasn't said much about it, which is about the best thing you can do. It's like Jesus. This is ugly. This is unfortunate. If he said anything about it, I don't know if anything good could come of it. Um, and Pippen. I that would burn me a little bit, but fuck it. If it was a good relationship, then you just have to bless it. I don't know. I don't think it was a good relationship either.
Listen,
That's kind
AOH,
of
listen,
weird. Should we just leave that alone, or do you have some feelings on that?
listen. Let, let's get into this real quick, all right? Because this is what we do. This is
Okay.
what we
Okay.
do, man, all right? And again, I always tell you guys what I'm speaking from my own personal experiences, and I'm giving you my perspective based off these experiences of my life. How I was raised, the people I was around, all these experiences have added up, the choice I've made, the mistakes that I've made, that I've learned from, is why I'm here and where I am right now. That's where I am in my life. I'm the sum of all these decisions. So when we talk about women, and I told you guys, and you guys all understand where I come from, where I'm coming from. I've been married for a long time, man. I've been with my wife for a long time, man. All right, we've been married for 10 years this year, and we've been together for 20 years. All right, so again, my stance, my perspective is a lot different than a lot of people, man. But my relationship ain't been perfect. I made a lot of mistakes in that relationship. That's why we're still together. Because again, we've grown together. So once again, when we talk about Scottie Pippen, and we think about this dynamic with his woman and the son and all these weird things that are going on, what does this all go back to? This all goes back to Scottie Pippen and the women that you keep, the woman that you have around you. What kind of woman is she? Is that a real woman? I hate to tell you this, Scottie Pippen. She ain't a real woman. I don't know her personally, and I don't have to know her personally to know her type and to know what she's about. And what I've seen is not ladylike, and that's not the kind of woman that I would ever be associated with, and that's not the kind of woman that my wife is. All right, so once again, people know how I feel and where I stand on a lot of this stuff. But I got a lot of respect for my wife. I got a lot of respect for women overall. Again, however, we have to understand these things. This falls on Scottie Pippen, man. You want to hang around with these kinds of women? You think it's cool? This is what you're gonna get, right? You get what happens. The company you keep, man, right? When you reap what you sow. This is what you get. So these weird dynamics, these are the kinds of things that can happen to you out here in these streets, man. You never know.
Shots fired from Meg. Meg says Corzine was better. Okay, let me read the whole thing. Personally, give credit to MJ for winning 3 in a row with Pippen. Indeed, you said something similar. It's like because you were kind of overcoming having the
Yup,
liability on your team.
exactly.
Pippen, Grant, Cartwright, and Hodges. Watching 89 Bulls versus Pistons series, Grant doesn't finish games because Lambeer was owning him. Porzingis was better. Oh, appreciate. Oh boy. So this person must have followed me over from 93 Zay. 93
Shout out to
Zay's got
May.
this whole 93 Zay's got all these fanboys over there fighting over each other to give Lurpees to LeBron in super chats. I'm going to
Yo,
make you
he
read
be
it.
attracting some people over there, man.
Read this. LeBron's boy toy, dude. It says LeBron's fucking boy toy. He actually
Goodness
made a
gracious.
conscious decision to type that in.
All right, so I need to defend Pippen because y'all don't give him credit. MJ had a teammate better than Luca, Wade, and Chris Bosh combined. The best role player. Again, right? Yeah. So the funny thing is, the guys that you mentioned in that comment are all singularly in and of themselves, individually good or great players. When you're talking about Scottie Pippen, you said it, the best role player. Luka Doncic has never been a role player. Dwayne Wade's not a role player. Chris Bosh wasn't a role player until they played with LeBron James, man, and they tried to become role players. That's what LeBron James does to people. Scottie Pippen was a role player that you guys think is a superstar player, individually great. But he's who he is. The guy that you think he is and you remember him as is because of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and boy toy, what are you, 15? Don't tell those of us who watched Pippen when he played live that we don't give him credit. We saw what he did, we know what he's capable of, and facts are facts. You're sitting here talking about a dude that you've never watched because Nick Wright told you to say something, and you're a puppet with Nick Wright's fucking fist up your ass, mouthing words that you don't even know what you're saying. But thank you for the super chat. Come back anytime.
I mean, Dwayne Wade led a team to a championship, right? He led a team to a championship, Dwayne Wade, right? With a finals MVP. There was no LeBron James in sight there. LeBron James went and joined that dude. He went and joined that guy. So again, I don't, think about that. They'll tell you that Kobe Bryant's a sidekick. Oh, Kobe Bryant. Remember Gilbert Arenas said Kobe Bryant was a Scottie Pippen. He was a Pippen. He said, oh, you're going to be the next Pippen because Kobe Bryant. Right? And we all laughed about that. But you name me the sidekick like a Scottie Pippen that went out and led his team to back-to-back titles. You name me a sidekick leading his team to back-to-back NBA championships and finals MVPs. There are no sidekicks doing that because Kobe Bryant was never a sidekick. He was never a role guy like Scottie Pippen was. He was never that dude. Just like a Dwayne Wade or a Luka Doncic, some of these other guys, Chris Bosh was a leader of a team. That's what I tell people all the time about the guys in the 90s. They keep trying to tell me Scottie Pippen's above these guys. He wasn't above them. Those guys, he wasn't above Reggie Miller. He was not above Clyde Drexler. He wasn't above Patrick Ewing. People think he's above these dudes. He wasn't above. Those guys were leading teams to finals by themselves. Clyde Drexler led the Portland Trailblazers to 2 NBA finals, man. Two NBA damn finals, man. Reggie Miller, he got the Pacers to a finals. Patrick Ewing got the Knicks to a finals. These guys are leading teams. These guys, Gary Payton, these guys were, come on, man. What are we doing here? All of a sudden, Scottie Pippen is like right behind Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon? Get the hell out of here, man.
I have an image burned in my mind of Scottie Pippen on the Portland Trailblazers getting burned by Kobe Bryant as if he was in concrete. And now that Scottie Pippen has forced me to go back and look into history, it looks like Scottie Pippen trying to guard Magic Johnson. I can't believe the bullshit about Scottie shut down Magic. I mean, that was just completely fabricated. He looked terrible. I was like, what are you doing? What is this defense? He just like gave Magic Johnson entire sides, and then they
Yep,
had to take and then they had to take Scottie off of Magic. Like he didn't even guard him for very long. He was that bad. And here we go with Scottie has his moment with the Portland Trailblazers and
yep,
and he's known for his defense. That's what's crazy. And
yep.
every
Right.
example I'm using right now is his defense being suspect.
Exactly. Listen,
Scottie,
and like we've said, Scottie Pippen did a lot of great things. That I've done many videos on the things that Scottie Pippen did to help Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. the value that he brought. The difference is in Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on the defensive end. What Scottie Pippen could bring to the defensive end that Michael Jordan couldn't bring, right? The impact that he had for the Bulls, that can't be denied, and no one's ever denied this. That's the problem here. He tries to act, and a lot of these LeBron James fans that never grew up watching this stuff, they try to act as if Scottie Pippen was never getting the credit from the Michael Jordan fans. Oh, y'all always tear him down. No, we're setting the record straight on the lies and the narrative that he's trying to create right now because we all lived and watched this stuff. And during that time, Scottie Pippen got his just due, and we all appreciate and we all recognize the greatness of Scottie Pippen in the moments that he was great. But there were also a lot of moments when Scottie Pippen wasn't great. When Scottie Pippen was Scottie Pippen. That's who Scottie Pippen was.
I'm enjoying some of the chats, McZuggins. I've decided these names can only come from North Korean engagement farms. Can't convince me any free person types these things. Hayden Phoenix, hey, stranger. Damn, boy toy came in hot and sticky with that one.
I'm telling you, that's LeBron James fan base, man. They just a bunch of bots, man. That's it. They ain't no one wearing his
Just,
jerseys, no one buying his sneakers.
just some dude with the super thank you says Pip wouldn't even be an afterthought had the Bulls not got him from the Sonics draft. It's hard to say, right? But you got to wonder. You got to wonder. In fact, somebody earlier said, what would have happened to Pippen if he would have been on the Pistons with Isaiah? Could Isaiah have developed Pippen the way that Jordan did? I mean, I added that part because I'm gonna have to say no because Isaiah Thomas is the type of personality that walks off the court, where Jordan is the type of personality that sits there and shakes hands after you get your ass beaten.
I mean, Isaiah Thomas always talks and promotes himself like Scottie Pippen does. Scottie Pippen never bigs up Horace Grant. He never bigs up the other guys that were there. You know, remember 1994, those other guys. Isaiah Thomas, he's always like, I beat Jordan, I beat Bird, I beat Magic. The hell you did, dude? You beat Jordan, you beat Bird and Magic by yourself? Yeah, you didn't have Joe Dumars out there. You didn't have Bill Lane Beer out there. You didn't have Dennis Rodman out there. You didn't have any of these guys. Remember, when Isaiah Thomas got to the Detroit Pistons, he played with a guy named Kelly Tripucka. All right? This guy was an all-star. Kelly Tripucka finished higher in the Rookie of the Year voting that season. He came in as a rookie with Isaiah Thomas. He finished higher in the Rookie of the Year voting than Isaiah Thomas did. Isaiah Thomas wasn't even in the running for Rookie of the Year, guys. For Rookie of the Year. His teammate, Kelly Tripucka, actually was in the running for Rookie of the Year. His teammate. Did they make the playoffs? No, they did not. Did they make the playoffs the next year when they had Vander Microwave Johnson and Bill Lane Beer and Kelly Tripucka, who was a 20-point per game scorer? Did they make the playoffs? No, they didn't make the playoffs. When did they make the playoffs? When they got Chuck Daly. When Chuck Daly got there. But does he ever mention Chuck Daly? Never mentions Chuck Daly, Isaiah Thomas. All he cries about is the Dream Team and how he wasn't there. Or who was the coach of the Dream Team, Isaiah Thomas? It happened to be Chuck Daly. My goodness, man. But again, you're not going to mention any of these other guys that were there. You act like you won by yourself. You were carrying, like they weren't doing anything and you showed up and y'all went to the playoffs. Y'all wasn't doing nothing. Jordan got to the NBA and he was leading his team to the playoffs. But people say he's 1-9 without Pippen. At least he was in the playoffs to go 1-9, you fools. What are you guys setting the bar at? LeBron James in those first couple of seasons wasn't even in the playoffs. So where's the bar? The bar's 1-9 without Pippen when LeBron James wasn't even in the damn playoffs. See, y'all you holding the Michael Jordan to a different standard here, man.
Hey, I've done the breakdowns. It wasn't Pippen, it was Purdue. It was when they got Purdue. That's when everything changed for the Bulls.
Exactly. Michael Jordan shouted out Scottie Pippen way more than I've ever heard Joe Dumars get shouted out by Isaiah Thomas. I ain't never heard Isaiah Thomas shout them dudes out like I heard Michael Jordan mention Scottie Pippen, man. Are you kidding me? The hell out of here.
So you have made me think of something multiple times, the similarities between Isaiah Thomas, Scottie Pippen, and LeBron James. They don't shout other people out. They desperately want to get more praise than they earned organically. And there's clearly something eating away on the inside of all three of those guys. But am I wrong? Like, I would like someone to correct me because now that you've mentioned it, has Scottie Pippen ever praised anyone else or said thank you for this or that, or Isaiah Thomas for that matter?
I'm sure If we go
Yeah.
back in the history books, AOH, we could
Okay.
pull some
Yeah.
audio up of Isaiah Thomas bigging up Bill Lane being the teammates. Listen, man, Isaiah Thomas is a great player, man. And see, that's the funny thing about this. Because remember, in the last dance that Isaiah Thomas is so upset about, in that same very scene, Michael Jordan said what? No matter how I feel about him personally, I still respect his game. And he's,
Yeah.
to
That's
me,
awesome.
the
That's
number
big.
two greatest point guard of all time. I don't agree with Michael Jordan on that. I don't agree with that. But he feels that way. So he's still not making it personal with Isaiah Thomas and still saying, now what is Isaiah Thomas saying? Yeah, Michael Jordan's like number 6 all time on my list. He's behind Robert Ory because Robert Ory's got 7 rings. Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan, all kinds of weird rankings. Michael Jordan used to be the greatest of all time. Then he was number 2 behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Then he was number 3 behind LeBron James and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now he's like number 7th. I mean, my goodness, man, it's insane. Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan still got you second behind Magic, dude, and you out here crying and moaning because he called you an a-hole. Weak stuff, man. It's weak. Really weak
Stop
from that
being an
dude.
a. Yeah. Stop being an a-hole. Maybe there's an idea.
You were. Like I said, you walked off the court, dude. And then you're gonna say, oh yeah, well the Boston Celtics did the same thing to us. Dude, they're not the Boston Celtics. You guys, I don't get how are you making that correlation? There's no correlation there. That is not a valid argument to say, hey man, that's what happens in them days, man. Like the Boston Celtics walked out on us. Nah, man, y'all and the Boston Celtics had a different relationship. It was a different relationship with the Bulls. The rivalries were different, man. They were different rivalries. They were rivalries, but they were different. The Bulls, the Celtics walked off on them. So if you want to walk off on the Celtics, walk off on them. The Bulls always stood there with y'all in the game 7s. Even though y'all were clotheslining Michael Jordan, you were pulling his ankle, you were tripping him out there, you were trying to tie your shoelaces together at the free throw line. Come on, man.
Personally, I don't care if the Celtics walked off 30 times. Be your own man. Who gives a shit what the Celtics did? You need to decide what the correct behavior is for yourself. Forget what the Celtics. Turning to other people, that's another similarity. Pippen and Isaiah Thomas not wanting to take ownership for their own decisions and like throwing it on to other people. Like, Jesus Christ, that is some childish shit. Like, it amazes me that they were the same age as Michael Jordan, who actually acted like an adult who was raised decently. Like these guys seem like they're
Yep.
stop myself about to sound old as shit. But seriously, the zero accountability, you know? I mean, it's like those guys were ahead of their time. Now they were in 2026 back then. You were talking about how everything's a therapy session. Everybody's whining on these things. And you know what? Walking down the sidewalk, it's the same thing, dude. I'm like, does anybody have a normal conversation? And does anyone want to keep any of their shit to themselves privately? Like people are screaming therapy sessions to each other, to the person standing right next to them. And it's got to be, you can't say it doesn't reflect these podcasts every single day. And in between games, LeBron James is running to a podcast to
Yep.
explain away here's what really happened.
Yep.
And by the way, really quick, I saw accidentally that Cam Johnson is hosting the old man and the three. Okay, well the Nuggets are fucked. You got
What?
someone on your team. You got someone on your team who's busy podcasting. Mm,
Is that for
pretty
real?
bad sign, man. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, man! I told you, man. These
We
it's a
can't keep up. You can't keep up, man.
you can't. You can't, man. I mean, like I said, sometimes I don't even know where to begin in some of the videos that I do because I don't write none of this stuff down. So sometimes I get ready to start a video and I'm like, I don't even know where to start with this right now because this is some of the the dumbest stuff. Like when Luka Doncic, was talking about what the guy said to him. We were talking about a lot of this
Yeah,
stuff. Like,
yeah,
to me, dude, like, what are we doing here, man? Like, I don't
yeah,
care. I don't want to hear what the dude said to you because what are you
yeah.
doing there? All you're trying to do is make an excuse. That's all these guys do, man. Now you're the victim. Oh, I'm the victim, man. It wasn't my fault, man. I shouldn't have got the technical foul because he said something about my mama. He said something about my. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, stop
Did you
it.
watch? Did you watch my part one and part two of that? in the
I
members
watched part
section.
one. I didn't see part two. I gotta watch
I
part
think you'd
two.
I think you'd like part two better.
Oh
Um,
man,
I was gonna make it public, but I think I just cussed from the beginning to the end, so maybe I shouldn't even bother. You know, speaking of not being able to keep up with stupid shit, it's like so Bleacher Report now has some dumbass list, but
oh
like
god,
I never even got to talk about the stupidity of Anthony Edwards, like a guy who says I never watched it, so I can't speak on it. But hey, here's my list. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but here's a list.
Mhm.
That'll be really valuable.
Yeah,
Hey, I got to give some. We got to give some love to chats. You want to
yeah,
read the real Donald Trump here, really quick?
yeah, absolutely. Yo, shout out to you guys for coming through, man. Sorry that we haven't shouted you guys out. Thank you guys for coming through with the supers as
Yeah.
always. First team All NBA floppers: SGA, Luca, Brunson, Jokic, Ladiddy. AOH, can you do a breakdown videos of SGA's and LaLuca flopping travels? They need some of your expertise.
You know what's frustrating about today's NBA? I
We
know
all
some
flopper.
people. Sometimes people say, "Hey," and like I'm concentrating on the other shit that they did, and they're like, "And you didn't? Hey, you forgot to call out the travel. Should I bother anymore? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know how long a breakdown of an NBA game would be if I pointed out every time that they traveled? And but you know what's scary, Robin? Maybe this is what they're going for. They've normalized it to such a point that it's like, well, let's just move on. Let's just
Right.
hey, they took how many years ago? It was like, well, they're taking three steps all the time now. Now they're taking four steps all the time. I've got LeBron James taking a blatant six steps in my most recent one,
Yep.
and he's praised yet again for his skill.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you, people. You know how long it takes for me to, you know how much energy, you know how soul sucking it is to look at LeBron James, and you want me to add SGA to this? It, it's bad enough. I don't know. Do you watch the Thunder very much?
I haven't seen that much of the Thunder, but last year I watched a lot of the playoff games. I watched a lot of the playoff games last year, and I watched a lot of their games. But yeah,
Yeah.
SGA he does. Listen, like you said, Airways. The problem is that this is a consistent thing with a lot of these guys. A lot of them do the flailing now, the jerking back when they feel some kind of resistance. If you feel a body hit you, these guys automatically. It's like we talked about with LeBron James before we came on AOH. We said LeBron James at this point, this is all just OCD stuff. He don't even realize he's doing it at this point. All this is just part of him on the court. It's like you and running when you have to move your arms like this when you run. That's what
It's
LeBron
like
James has to do on the court. He has to just do. I mean, think about it. So with a lot of these guys, the flailing back, the throwing. Remember, airways. We've also mentioned how a lot of the athletes today they don't know how to land properly because they throw themselves down. They're not really getting knocked down and falling down. They're throwing themselves. So a lot of these
yeah,
guys are doing a lot of this now.
yeah,
Luka Doncic. I did Ivy League pass. I watched quarters here. I watched a quarter there. A lot of these guys do this and then they throw themselves into guys, and guys are doing all this crazy stuff. Brunson. I like Brunson, but he's known for doing a lot of that stuff too. Where he's throwing himself into people, and they pump fake and yeah, it's just like I said, it becomes routine where everybody's doing it, some more than others, and that's why the NBA is hard to watch a consistent full game because you're watching this kind of nonsense all game.
Okay, so a lot of people want us to talk about this. I don't want to go here because it's so dumb. This is what I said earlier. Hey, say some dumb shit and you'll get on a podcast and it's engagement farming. Uh, and everybody wants to talk about Isaiah Thomas saying just put Durant in Jordan's position. You know what I want to do alternatively because I've brought this up before. People say, "Oh, look, LeBron's had success at this team and that team and the other team." Dude, other people in LeBron's place. I mean, look how much maneuvering was done by every franchise to surround LeBron James, not just with good role players, but other superstars currently in their primes in the league. I mean, he has so much help that people that were the franchise players on other teams had to
Yep.
come and go into role positions. You don't think those franchises could have found success doing that much work for someone else?
Yep.
In fact, I think it was like 2 years ago I did one. I think you and I did a Sunday panel, and I had a list of guys who were top forwards in the league at the time that LeBron James went to Miami. And
Yep.
back then, Kevin Durant wasn't a complete turd. And imagine Kevin Durant taking LeBron James's spot on that Miami Heat squad.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about Kevin Durant on the Bulls? How about Kevin Durant on that Miami Heat squad?
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what? They win in 2011 instead of having a teammate that fucking pisses away the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Durant definitely in 2011, he's not gonna see the thing about that, when you make that correlation and you talk about, Kevin Durant, playing in that finals, what was the problem for LeBron James in a lot of those, in those first two finals, 2007 and 2011, is that he didn't have an overall offensive game. So when the Dallas Mavericks, made some of these defensive schemes against him, and you have people now saying, oh, the Dallas Mavericks ran a zone. Michael Jordan wouldn't know what to do against a zone. No, LeBron James didn't know what to do in those moments. Michael Jordan will be fine. Someone like Kevin Durant, he would have been fine going against J.J. Barea or, having some of these other guys like maybe Jason Kidd or Deshaun Stevenson, these guys that were trying to guard him on the defensive end. Kevin Durant would have been been able to adjust and adapt because his game was like that at that point. LeBron James didn't have that ability. He needed everyone else to adjust and mold their games.
All right, I'm searching for some more supers here. Forgive me, everybody, for any comments. We don't throw anything up that you want to, Robin. Do you
Listen,
want
there's
to
no
talk?
freaking way that Kevin Durant's winning 6 championships if you put him on Chicago Bulls. I'm so tired of these guys with these hypothetical scenarios that they're always talking about. Yeah, let's throw Tracy McGrady on the Lakers instead of Kobe and a 3-peat. Oh, let's just throw Michael Jordan on there and on this team, or throw this guy on that team, and all of a sudden they're gonna win. Like, that's ridiculous, man. Get that. What would make people see when people make these statements? They never explain it. There's no way for you to explain that. I would love him to break it down. Break down how Kevin Durant is going to win those championships without Scottie Pippen being there. Because Kevin Durant's not going to develop Scottie Pippen. So how is Scottie Pippen there? So again, when Isaiah Thomas makes these kinds of statements, he's banking on Scottie Pippen being Scottie Pippen. But he's not going to be Scottie Pippen without Jordan. He ain't being Scottie Pippen with Kevin Durant. The hell out of here. Kevin Durant couldn't even win Westbrook.
Hmm. This is interesting. Um, Actually, this next one. This is from J Star New York. Celtics mainly walked off in '98 because they were at Detroit and didn't want to be on the
Yeah.
court when the fans rushed
Yep.
onto the floor. Now, that's an excuse, and yet it may be a legitimate excuse.
I know
I
I've heard
mean,
that same thing before. I've heard that I think that is true. Absolutely. See, the thing about it is, like I said, it's not about the Boston Celtics walking off. No, we weren't mentioning that as a knock or a slight on the Celtics. What we're saying is, Isaiah Thomas is using that as an excuse why he walked off. I don't care
exactly.
why the Celtics walked off. I understand that because Detroit
Exactly.
was a hostile environment. But you can't use that as an excuse why y'all walked off.
Exactly. Your team, your hometown is the intimidating, violent hometown.
Yeah, right. So again,
Um,
I said, man, it's just crazy stuff out there.
Mr. Birdis, with
Shout out to the
a,
real Siberius.
are you in here, Siberius? Cool. Wow, I hope this is on my channel. Nice, fat, juicy super here. Hey guys, a Pippen still found a way to assist a Jordan with balls after Scottie and Jordan retired. Word to Larsa and Marcus. Pippins are the greatest role players to Jordans. Oof, ouch. I think we can
Oh,
all agree that that's unfortunate.
I tell you,
That
man, like this is just crazy stuff. I tell you, when you think about Scottie Pippen putting himself in these positions all of these years later, You're doing this to yourself at this point. Yeah, you're making these decisions with these kinds of women. You're associating yourself with these kinds of women. It's not about you not being in a relationship or you being divorced. Or people get divorced, man. These things happen. Things don't always work out. It's the kind of woman that you marry. Think about the kind of woman that you hooked up and associate yourself with. You linked up with. This is not a woman that you want to bring home to mom. You don't want to bring home to mom, man. Are you kidding me right now? That's not a real woman, man. That's a one night stand type of chick, man. That's the honest facts here, y'all. I'm telling you, man. Anybody out there right now that's young, that's thinking about getting in a relationship with women, or maybe you're in a relationship right now with a woman and you're thinking about going to the next step, make sure you vet this woman. Make sure you understand it. I'm not talking about checking her credit score and none of this kind of stuff, man, and making sure she got a great job. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she got all her teeth. All right, that's very important, all right, man? But make sure that she's a good person. Make sure that your woman adds to you. She lifts you up. She makes you better. Make sure your woman is your Scottie Pippen. You're looking for your Scottie Pippen out there. Scottie Pippen didn't look for his Michael Jordan, man. He didn't. I told you guys, my wife makes me better, man. I'm better with her. Not that I'm not great on my own. I can't be an individually great person. But together, we're better. And she enhances me. She gotta find Pippen ain't look for your Pippen, man.
I got a simpler bit of advice when you're looking for a woman. Make sure the last name isn't Pippen. I mean, Christ. I mean, Scotty's an alien looking motherfucker. Does she look anything like him? I don't understand how Jordan's boys couldn't hunt outside of that little realm. I don't. That's
That's
unfortunate.
nasty. I think it's
Which one?
nasty too, man.
Yeah.
Think about the world we live in, man. I don't understand why people like. I always wondered about some of these scenarios, and I know we're going down the rabbit hole here, and this is what we do here. But like when you think about some of these like Kardashian type women out here in the world, and some of these women that are out here for the money, and women that are out here for the fame, and they out here to make a quick buck on you, and they out here doing whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really crazy how a lot of these guys, like you said, they all float and they all seem to gravitate towards the same women. And I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why do you want to be with a woman that's already been ran through by everybody that you know? All of these dudes, all these women out here, and y'all stuck on these weird looking chicks with fake butts that are all lumpy and weird looking. They lips is all, they walk around with their lips all crazy. They noses is mad pointy and crazy looking. Yo, they got these crazy eyelashes out to here. They can't even open their eyes. Their eyes is closed because the eyelashes are so heavy, man. Stop it. What are you doing? They got crazy cheekbones. Like they are Native American. That ain't your cheekbones. Stop putting stuff in your face. Stop chopping yourselves up. Y'all weird, man. Y'all don't look good. But dudes think these chicks look hot. They think these chicks look good, man. When I was young growing up and we were trying to get women and all we was about was women, yo, the women was actually real. They wore makeup, man. They wore makeup. Now, women got suits on. You don't even know. They got mounds and pounds and all kinds of. I mean, you don't know who that woman is, man. I told you, strobe light honeys, man. They crazy fake. And it's crazy that we celebrating this stuff in society. Everyone's looking for a shortcut now. And everybody's out here trying to hit the same woman off. Y'all need to get a life, man. There's so many women out there. My goodness.
Yeah, that's weird. And I'm not saying that Jordan's boys are celebrities, but compared to me, they are. I didn't have to try and take my buddies' girls. It's like, Jesus, guys. I'm sure as Jordan's kids, you could go and get yourselves some baddies somewhere. Anyways, this is a weird topic. Was it a roast? Somebody was talking about the people just trying to look younger all the time. It's just like you don't even look like a fucking Homo sapien anymore.
No.
What fucking species are you?
People trying to look younger and stuff, man, but how do you feel? How do you feel? You feel like crap because you're injecting yourself and doing all these weird things. You don't feel good. You might look a certain way. You don't look good, but you don't feel good either. But everyone out there chasing the look, man, being weird. And like I said, all these dudes out here chasing the same 5 women in the world. Like, my goodness, man. Are you kidding me? You got women out here wearing waist trainers. You know what I'm saying, sucking all this stuff in, doing all this weird stuff, man. You out here looking crazy, crazy. Look,
Is
look,
this
look at that. What is that? What is that?
is that is that really her?
I don't know, but that's crazy right there. That might be a bad picture of her, but she might have ate some bad shellfish. Yeah, but that's crazy.
She ate some bad shellfish. Okay, let's move along. Nobody bring up that crap anymore. It's unfortunate for Jordan and for Pippen and everyone else involved.
Remember,
We
man,
got
you attract what you deserve. All right, if you deserve a good woman, then damn it, you gotta prove it, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be worth it for a good woman. Good woman ain't gonna just fall in your lap. You know what the hell, man? You gotta go and get that. You gotta earn that stuff, man. And a woman gotta earn you. Don't be letting these weird ass women, think that they deserve you when they don't, man.
I'll read that super on the screen, and then I got to read one from Praise the Dawn right afterward.
Shout out to Soul Rebel. SGA creates his flop. LeBron a pile driving caveman. Yeah, I mean, listen, you right about LeBron James pile driving into people. SGA does use more of an overall skill game versus LeBron James to draw contact. Absolutely, I would definitely say that. But we all do understand that SGA does also flail like a lot of these other guys do out here on the court. That's what we're saying, right? Like, but once again, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, we're splitting hairs here. Two people that manipulate the game in a slightly different way. I'm not giving praise to either of them.
Like I said, at
I
least
mean, if
SGA
this,
does use more of a skill based game than just a brute strength game.
yeah, but when we talk about something like that, then you have to wonder if, okay, so if SGA had another, 70 pounds of steroids on him, would he just start bulldozing too? Because that's the lazier, simpler way to do it, and that's what LeBron does. LeBron's game is so fucking awkward and ugly. Like it's hideous. It's an offense to the game of basketball. Him just leaning sideways against 6'2" people guarding him and then taking 7 fucking steps, and sometimes he falls down and sometimes he doesn't as he throws the ball somewhere toward the rim. It's just the most disgusting, offensive obliteration of the game of basketball.
I mean, if you look at LeBron James in the 2007 finals, if you look at his performances in those games, what do you see? Like we mentioned, him doing the same things he's doing now, but what's the difference? The officiating standard has changed.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
LeBron James' game hasn't really evolved. What you got from LeBron James back then was a more athletic, right? A more dynamic version of what you're getting now, which, like you said, is a more lazier version of bowling ball basketball. Back then, he was still more dynamic, but he didn't have an overall game. So, in those plays, you see him barreling into Manu Ginobili, barreling into Tony Parker, but they're calling the fouls on him there. He's not getting away with this nonsense, right? All the things that we see in those highlights and in those games, them letting LeBron James shoot. I mean, like LeBron James couldn't even shoot. He never could shoot. They were letting him shoot, couldn't shoot. So these are the problems for LeBron James, man.
Put Melo on that 2011 team. Yes, that's a great point. I said Kevin Durant just lazily, but yeah, especially with Kevin Durant being the joke that he is lately. Melo is a great, much better. Totally, dude. I don't see Melo melting down. Well, I mean, LeBron James is guilty of one of the craziest meltdowns we've witnessed in all of sports history. And you clowns still want to talk about his greatness, and he's always dominated. How about this dominated every year? Like LeBron's dominating. Fucking was that dominating? The guy's he's melting in the sun like a popsicle under pressure. But that's domination. We got the real Siberius gifting a Sports and Fitness Rants membership. Thank you, Sports and Fit Siberius.
Yeah, shout out to the real
Mentioned
Siberians, man. Always coming through, always supporting.
Yeah, I mentioned you earlier in your Scottie Pippen video. Oh, yeah, put Steph in LaFraud's shoes. I was talking to a buddy who I used to play basketball with long time ago, and we're just like, it's too depressing to even go to Warriors games anymore. And just like the intentional incompetence of the Warriors organization. Like you actually you can't fuck up this badly unless you're trying to.
Oh, no, that's true.
Tell me who wanted Al Horford on their team. First of all, that was our big off-season move.
Yep.
Tell me who wanted Al Horford. Tell me.
Can you answer me one question?
Okay.
I want to know what happened to Kristaps Porzingis because he was out for like a month with some undisclosed, unknown disease or sickness. It was so weird. They didn't know what was wrong with him. Yo, my man was out with an unknown illness, and then they let him come back and play. We could have had another pandemic started. We didn't even freaking know. The dude was out with an unknown. How are you out with an unknown illness? That's weird to me, man. Like, what's going on here?
Well, he should have just gone the podcast P route and called it mental illness. Everybody just call in with mental illness, and you can take steroids now.
I told you, man.
Porzingis,
People get
Porzingis,
scared.
don't get people thinking that you have a communicable disease. Just say it's mental illness because that's fine now. Everybody's soft as shit. There's no shame in the mental illness, and you can take steroids. Go ahead, and you could
I
use
mean,
some Porzingis. You could use some steroids. Go ahead, claim your mental illness and come back next year with another 50 pounds on you, please. Now that you've fucking continued the waste, the eroding waste of the San Francisco Warriors or the Golden State Warriors, please just go ahead and juice up. Everybody's doing it. You might as well put some weight on and actually play 5 games of the season next year. It's the
AOH, you
Golden
said it.
State Warriors.
They always get these players that, and that's why we said you have to give Steph Curry some credit for a lot of the players and the way that the Golden State Warriors, they made a lot of great decisions and a lot of great moves, the Golden State Warriors, over the last 10, 15 seasons, absolutely. But when you
Did
think
they?
about some of the moves that they've made over the last 5 years or so, they've made some bad moves here. And they haven't helped Steph Curry out the way that they probably should have. And when you think about someone like Al Horford, I think was a good addition, but he's not the addition that you need, when you needed him. Same thing for Porzingis. Like I laughed when they got Chris as Porzingis. I couldn't. I think I
I
might have
know
even did a
that was
video on
that was
this.
that was low. That was easy pickings. That's why I went with Horford instead of Porzingis. Porzingis was too obvious of a joke,
No,
but
but I mean, think about all these guys, LH. You have so many guys that have played minutes on the Warriors over the last 2 or 3 years. So many guys that have come in off that roster. You had guys like Jordan Poole that you thought were going to be like the next Klay Thompson and come in
they
there
were.
and be a replacement for a Klay Thompson. You've had these Podzimskis, the Gary Paytons, right? You've had a lot of these other guys that have been on
Did
the
you really
team that
say
have
these
played minutes.
Porzimskis?
Say what?
Come on. Did you really say we've had these Porzimskis? Did you just create a class of player are the Porzimskis? Come on, man. Come on. Come
A
on.
Podzimski, man. I don't know how to say the damn
You,
dude's name.
I don't give a shit how to pronounce the name. The fact that you would not know who he is if he wasn't on the Warriors, and you won't know who he is when he's gone from the Warriors.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the right. And these are the guys that Steph Curry has been playing with. And he's been
I
winning
give
with
I
these
give
dudes.
I give Curry credit for not walking in with a machine gun. Why he should go postal. He should go postal. All right,
He's
read the
breaking
side.
down now. He's starting to fall apart now because of all the damn running he does and all the carrying he does and covering up for the Draymond Greens out there. And he's other good. I mean, Jimmy Butler went down. You had the barista go down. I mean, it's all
Oh
bad
yeah,
luck. Barista Butler went down.
that, that's how good Butler is. I forgot about the barista already.
Yeah,
That's right.
Barista Butler, man, went down with the. I mean, as I said, where's Quinn Post at? Where the hell's Quinn Post, man? Come on, man. Where are these people at? Where are they? Yo, Steph Curry goes down, the Warriors fall apart, man. They just fall apart. It don't matter who's there. If he's not there, nothing goes right.
Siberius, great live guys. You are right. Women today looking like largemouth bass than women. It's crazy. I mean, that was like a decade ago. They look crazier than that now.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm
We're,
telling you,
we're
man, it's wild out there in the track. Sometimes I close my eyes and I just thank God, man. I'm like, thank God that I have somebody that I don't have to actually be out there looking for somebody. I would never want to be out there right now, especially at my old ass, man. I'm 45. I can't be out there trying to find a woman right now, man. Shout out to anybody that's out there looking for a woman right now, man, because more power to you, because it is hard as hell out there right now, man. I mean, you ain't.
No.
I mean, the options are starting to get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer out here, man. It's crazy.
I'm not shouting out anyone who's out there looking. Don't find anyone. Do not reproduce because I'm seeing what's walking around out there, and you're not worthy of reproduction. Stop. The human race has got to stop shitting out these fucking freaks that we've become. Just stop. Just stop. The
Yo,
big mouth,
I can't argue with that, man. I can't argue with that.
the big mouth bass era. Well, go back 10 years. Now they're just big mouth everything. I mean, what are these freaks stumbling and crawling around out there and with their itty bitty shirts on to make sure that we see every single layer that they've proudly developed? I'm going
Uh,
to the gym and I want to trip on my own belly and I want everyone to see me trip on my belly on my way to. Okay, I'm getting too mean. Cut me off. Cut me
oh
off.
God, no! This is like I said. This is great. You know, like I said, this is what we do on the lives, man. Like I said, shout out to everybody out there that's engaging in the chat. I see some people out there telling some of the guys that stay single. Yeah, you know, like I said, man, to each his own, right? We all got to choose our own path, man, and that might be the best option. So once again, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, my bad for everybody who likes fake, plastic face, plastic cheekbones, plastic eyelashes, plastic lips, plastic tits, plastic hips, plastic butt. Basically a toxic, person that you couldn't ingest. Go for it. Good shit. Superior species right there.
Oh man, yup.
Read the super.
Oh yeah, shout out to Will N 8664 for coming through. Thank you very much. Porzingis should go training with the monks. Yeah, I mean he needs. I think Porzingis his time might be done, man. Remember, Porzingis was supposed to be like Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
He was a
When
unicorn, man. He was a
somebody's
unicorn.
when somebody's time is done, you can count on the Warriors to give them a nice fat contract.
Yup, exactly. You're right. That's true. That's right
How
on the money.
how can we hold Steph down a little bit longer until his body wears out?
I told you, man. Once again, shout out to all the Golden State Warrior fans. Shout out to my man AOH for holding it
Uh,
down with the Golden State
no,
Warriors over the last several
can't.
years. And like I said,
I
listen, you
can't.
guys had a great run, right? I mean, listen, you think about what you guys were doing. You guys were
Listen to
winning
the pity.
championships.
Listen to the pity compliments are coming out.
I mean, think about it, though. You guys had a fantastic run. You guys made some draft picks,
Uh,
right? You guys drafted the Warriors core, right? You guys drafted the core. So that really means something. And you guys were
uh,
able to win championships with it. We know about Kevin Durant coming there. But again, Steph Curry had a great career. You know, they had a great
uh,
run. I think that Steph Curry's finally starting to really deteriorate now. I think like this has been a really bad season for Steph Curry, man.
I got a question for you. So I guess the Knicks are your team. I don't even know. Are the Knicks your team or not?
I root for the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. I grew up with a Knicks fan. I grew up in New York. We root for the Knicks, but I'm not a diehard Knicks fan. But yes, I root for the Knicks.
I just want to know, rank your level of excitement if in the offseason, the Knicks were to pick up Al Horford or Porzingis. Tell me how excited you get about either one of these acquisitions.
I, zero, zero excitement from either one of those players.
Maybe you want Quentin Post
No,
or Pods is your boy. You want Pods? Maybe you
I'm
want
going with
Pods. We'll
I'm
take
going with Porzingis.
we'll, we'll take Brunson. And you can have Pods, okay?
Give me everybody. I'll take all the guys that are on the bench. All the guys that you guys play like Steve Kirby playing like 15 guys, man. Everyone's going in there for some kind of minutes on the Golden State Warriors, man. I'm telling you, if Steph Curry's not there, he just throws everyone out there on the basketball court. He don't give a damn who's out there, who's playing with who, if they work well together. He's just throwing rotations out there and hoping that it'll work, man. It's laughable sometimes.
The real Donald Trump, 2026. Women have facial hair and BBLs. What's that?
Those Brazilian butt lifts.
Oh, men in women's washrooms, and Isaiah Thomas thinks Durant can replace Jordan. Dogs living with cats.
Oh my God! Listen, I'm telling you right now, man. This it's out of control. I tell you. Listen. I don't want to go down the road and start telling stories. Or maybe I'll save that for one of my own personal lives. I'll tell a story of a woman with some facial hair. But I mean, my goodness, man, you never know out there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Did
Oh gosh.
so do you want to shit on Bleacher Report before we wrap it up, or should we just wrap it?
I mean, listen. Can you go live tomorrow too, or no?
When? At night?
Yeah, tomorrow night, Friday Night Rants.
I should be able to.
Yeah, so let's hold the Bleacher Report because I definitely want to talk about that. But let's hold that for tomorrow night, Friday Night Rants. I hope all you guys will come through and join me on AOH tomorrow night. If for any reason AOH cannot come, I'm going to go live regardless for Friday Night Rants. So we'll definitely talk about that because that's it. When I actually looked at the actual list, I just cracked. I started cracking. I'm laughing. I just started laughing. That's all I could do is laugh. I just laughed, man. Just laughed hard. I was laughing hard, cracking up.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for joining me. Thanks everybody who was
Yep.
in the chats, in the live. Thanks for the supers. And
Yep.
oh, here comes one right at the end. More ripping on today's women. Our channel's gonna get in trouble.
Yo, again, listen. Yo, shout.
Hey, today's men ain't nothing to be happy about either, are we? I mean,
Listen.
shit.
I was gonna say something like that. Listen, but listen. This is not a knock on women because we said we're talking about the kind of women that are out there. It's the same thing with men, right? There are different levels to this, right? Different quality of men. That's why I said you're only going to attract what you
Jeez.
deserve. If you deserve a Larsa Pippen type of woman, if that's what you attract, then you're gonna have to live that life. If you want to attract those kinds of women, once again, these are the values that we're talking about, man. Women out here looking like chick, I'ma get you sucker that was hopping on one leg after cheating Ivory Wayne's. That's yo, shout out to deal with it.
I'm gonna get
That's
you,
what it
sucker.
is.
There's a drop right there.
Facts.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yo, shout out to all the women out there for real though. Shout out to all the women out there, all the ladies. If you got a woman at home, when we done with this live, go hug your lady, man. Go hug her, man. Hold on to her. And babe, thank you very much for being you. Just just hold it. Don't even say nothing. Just hold her. Man, thank you. Hold it tight. Cause it's crazy out there. It's crazy,
Oh,
guys.
that's cute. Sports and fitness ransoms pretending like people can put their arms around women now.
Hold tight.
All right,
Hold on
everybody. That's
tight.
it. That's it. I'm cutting us